Hey Hero fans, this is Todd, and yes, today we're going to talk about Micronauts. Micronauts! Now for those that don't know me, you will know me soon, that Micronauts was one of my favorite toys as a kid, and Super7 has made some new Micronaut action figures. Now you can see over here some of my old Micronauts, and this Baron Karza is actually from my childhood, and you probably recognize He-Man's head on Force Commander right there. But these are the new Micronauts that Hasbro released in the, I think it was Comic-Con a little while ago in a special box. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at these new Micronauts. First of all, we have Biotron. Now, Biotron was originally a giant robot that you would put a figure in his chest right here. So that little chest area, actually you'd pull off and add a figure like one of these guys right there. And you'd stick one of those in his chest. And there's also another figure called the Phobos unit that used the same body as Biotron. But in the comic, Biotron was just a little bigger than all the characters, almost like a slightly oversized figure. Now, I kind of wish they would have made him a little oversized. We'll see the size comparison in a little bit. But I think that being he's supposed to be just a little oversized, would be kind of fun if they would have made him just a little bit bigger than the regular Micronauts. But we'll see once we get him out of here and take a look at the parts. Actually, you know what? I'm looking for some wings that I had on the floor here. There they are. Oh, I just broke a horse's head off. I can't believe that. It just snapped. And my hand just hit it while I was reaching by and just snapped that right off inside there. It's like I have to repair this thing again. Anyway, here's some wings from an old Repto. And we will go ahead and try those on their backs to see if they work or not. Alright, so I'm most excited about Baron Karza, so we're going to open him last. Dun, dun, dun. But let's go ahead and open up Biotron, and let's see how cool he is and how removable his parts are and what size they made his hole in his back, and we'll have all kinds of fun checking that all out. Now on the back, they have all his stats. So you can see that. I'll go and leave the camera here so you guys can read it. Oh, it is based on the comic. He served as Rand's remote explorer. Yes. So it is definitely based on the comic itself. Then we have some stats here. It's really hard to see. I imagine if you had a red clear plastic piece to put over this, you could probably see it a whole lot easier. I wonder if they include that in... Nope, they didn't. Alright, anyway. So now let's open this up. Now, I was really tempted not to open it, just to leave it in the box, because I leave these guys in this big plastic box right here, to kind of reminisce of my old figures. But we're going to go ahead and open them up because I want to check it out and see how cool this is. I wish they would have used a resealable box. Now, I am tempted to cut the back open, like you opened your old cereal boxes when you were a kid, just so I can pop them out of there. I've seen other people take and cut just the bottom out to slide them out, but you know what? I'm not going to say the box. I am just going to rip this thing right... Oh, look at that. It says right there. Commander Rand's personal assistant. See? Based on the comic. Based on the comic! Anyway, let's go ahead and get this guy open. Super7, you got to make resealable boxes when you make something this cool, just so we can stick them in there. Now, for the bigger ones, we got resealable boxes for all of our Thundercats and everything else, but for something this cool, too, and something this unique... You should have probably done that. Anyway, let's go ahead and zoom up because these guys are itty bitty small. And let's pop them out of there. Now, these are based on the reaction figures, which is kind of funny because the original Micronauts are the same size as the reaction figures. And they started doing the O-rings for the reaction figures, and the O-rings are definitely Micronaut style. And it's funny, one day I was in the shower thinking about that. I thought, you know, now that they've made O-rings for their G.I. Joe line, they can just make Micronauts at this point. And then, like, the next day, they had announced Baron Karza and Biotron. Alright, let's take a look at this. So, let's look at his articulation. He has leg articulation. He has hip articulation. Look at that. How cool is that? I was thinking just to go back and forth, but nope. It's just like the old... Even the screw, just like we used to have when we were younger with the Micronauts. And then his waist moves. And then his arms move. A little bit of shoulder action there. And then he has elbows that move. His hands move. The claw does not open and close. Wasn't really expecting it to, but there you go. And the elbows, I already said the elbows, didn't I? And this just comes off the back, just like that. And his head is not removable, but it does turn and stops, has a stopping point. And this comes off. So if you were to make a small little itty bitty Micronaut, which now I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to make a time traveler out of blue and stick him in there and 3D print one, because that would just be kind of cool. Time traveler on his chest. All right, let's go and take these wings and see if they fit on him. See if it's the same size hole or not. Oh, it's not the same size hole. No! Oh, Super 7, so close. It's tight. It's almost the same size hole, but just not quite. That would have been perfect. But no. Just close to perfect. It was fun too. I remember as a kid, you would take this and you'd bend his arms like this. And these wheels right here, because his arm would bend further, would then be on the ground. And you'd turn this on, and you'd flip it back. Whoop. So actually, it had a hinge right here, and that would be like a tank type mode. It would roll on his elbows with the tank type mode. It was kind of cool. And then you could take off his waist here, pull it apart, and it had a little turning action. You could take and load things in there and stuff. It was just really cool. Lots of cool features with the original. But again, it was a lot bigger. I don't have one to show you, but just imagine you could put an actual full-size time traveler in this little area here on his chest. That gives you an idea of the size of it. All right, that was Biotron. Let's go ahead and get to the main feature. Before I do, though, there is an artist that I really like. He's a photographer. His name is... I thought I had it on this piece of paper. Oh, here it is. His name is Ben Grimshaw. And Ben Grimshaw made this really cool picture right here that I just love. Now, when Ben took the picture, he accidentally put this one upside down. He didn't notice it was upside down, so I had to touch that up and fix it. I did a few other little touch-ups to the picture and kind of cleaned it up. But Ben, I want to give you a shout out because I just love your photography. It is excellent, excellent, excellent. And I went and got this printed from you can see right there, I called it Ben Grimshaw Micronauts. I won't forget where I got it from. And I got it printed from Shutterfly. And then I went and printed a bigger version just for the video today. It's not as good as the photograph, but I'll just set that right there by our spaceport. Look at the cool spaceport for the background. Ooh, ah. Anyway, and that way you guys can check out Ben's work that he did as we go through this video. All right, and I'll put a link to the Micronauts page to him as one of the members on that page so you guys can check out his other photographer work and see the original picture he made too. Stand, man, stand. And let's get to Baron Karza. On the back of the box, there he is. It says, leader of the Acquoyers. Baron Karza was the head scientist of the royal family on Homeworld until he carried out a coup. Karza ruled Homeworld for over 1,000 years and was eventually opposed by the Micronauts. The Micronauts battled Karza numerous times, with Karza seemingly being killed on several occasions, only to return each time. I remember the first time that I was reading through the comics, and you had Commander Ran, and time travelers went inside of him, all the clear guys, and turned him into Captain Universe? Is that his name? I don't know. You guys will correct me. Captain Marvel? No, not Captain Marvel. I forgot the name of it, though. But it's funny, is later on I've seen this same character, I believe, in Spider-Man. And so it originated in the Micronauts. Captain Universe. Was that? I don't know. My memory's getting faulty. All right, here is Baron Karza. And let's go ahead and pop him out of here. Now, Baron Karza has never been this small before. Usually he is a much larger figure, and I'll pull the other figure out in a minute so we can take a look at it. But let's take a look at this little figure first and check out the coolness of this. So first of all, we have knee articulation. We have the hip joints up here, and then we have his waist that spins, and then we have nice shoulder joints. Ooh, those are really nice. And then we have elbow joints, and that's it. The hands don't move, but I wasn't expecting them to. That's funny. They got these little jetty parts right here that kind of stick out, and it's supposed to be where the firing pin is to shoot his fists off. So you take the fists and you go pa-ching, and the fist would shoot off. And then his head moves too, just around. It's not on a ball joint. These little pieces are sharp. Look at that. Ow. And he has a backpack that is removable. And I am guessing it's the same size hole that is the wrong size hole. We'll check and see. It would have been so cool if these wings fit on there. No. I'm going to have to get a small reamer and just ream out all these holes a little bit larger so you can fit on the old accessories. That has to be done. Because look how cool those wings would look on him. Now, I've stuck these wings on the full-size Baron Karza many times. But, alright, let's go ahead and put this back on. Now, if I do ream these holes out, I'm going to have to use some heat shrink tubing on all these in order to make them larger to match. So, that's going to happen, though. It's got to happen. Let's go ahead and pull out some regular Micronauts and compare them. Stand, man. You can do it. You can stand if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Alright, let's go ahead and pull these Micronauts out. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. The time capsule has been opened. Bum, 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 bum. Look at all those fists and parts. Ooh. Ah. Now, I'm always kind of scared shooting off Baron Karza's fists because I only have 2 of them left. I have more of the Force Commander fists, and I actually have some spare arms for Force Commander 2 somewhere. It was a spare arm set you could get at one time. In case you happen to have lost yours, I guess. Come on out of there. I got this museum putty stuff on his feet. So here was the original Baron Karza. And I know this is my original one. He's a small little spot on his head right there where I stuck a helmet on. There was actually a shampoo bottle lid that was chrome and round. And when I got it on there, I could not get it back off. And I had to screw a hole through it and use that to twist it to slide it back off. And that made that little hole in his head forever. Forever. Let me change my light out. Hold on. There we go. You can see that small little hole dent from that screwdriver, that corkscrew looking thing. So here was the original versus, and here's those little pieces I told you to oops. So here's the original, and here's those little spots where you shoot the fists out with. Now, for those that collect old figures, never store the pieces that shoot out in the figure. Otherwise, you'll end up ruining the figure. Always hold the trigger down before you load it, and then push it in, and then release. If you slide it in, it will work, but eventually you will wear out the spot that holds the firing pin or holds it in place. And of course, when you launch it, I'm so afraid I'm going to lose this thing. Oh, there we go. It can shoot a whole lot further, but I didn't want to chance losing one of my original fists from when I was a kid. All right, let's go ahead and pull out this blue guy. Hey, look at that. Look at that. It's that guy's figure. Dun, da, 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 da. Anyway, so let's take a look and compare size-wise. So he is a little taller than the regular Micronaut. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Which I wonder if that means Biotron is bigger too. It's hard to tell. Yes, he is. Just a little bit bigger as well, which makes sense because Biotron should be bigger, so that's cool. Good job, Super7. And I could see Baron Karza being a little bigger as well, being he has mostly a robotic body. That makes sense as well. There we go. But you know, to really test this, I have to grab an old figure from the 70s, because this is the new Hasbro one, and it may not be the same size. So give me a moment while I dig in my pile of stuff on the bottom shelf here, and let's find an original figure from the 70s, and let's compare it. Oh, there it is. It's not on my bottom shelf. It was already out from the last time I made a Micronauts video. How crazy is that? Whew. What a mess. Look at this. Here's my white horse. He's in shambles. Here's my original Acquire from when I was a kid. Now it's funny, I actually packed all these guys in Tupperware when I was a young kid to give to my boys when I had kids, when they grew up. And then my son ended up giving them back to me later on. He's about the same height. Cool. Let's go ahead and compare it to Baron Karza here. Yep, same height. Now, Acquire actually looks taller. He is. I never knew that. I mean, here I had Acquire my whole, not my whole life, but since I was like, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old. I never noticed he was actually taller than the other Micronauts. Never even dawned on me to check the height. Oh, these guys are in shabby shape. Shabby, shabby, shabby. So imagine this guy inside that little chest. Crazy. I remember the boots would pop off too. It was cool. You can hook them up sideways and have them walk automatically. They had all kinds of cool stuff. Here's my original time chamber. Oh, these guys are in such bad shape. They have seen better days. That is for sure. Alright, I'm not going to pull all these out because they are a disaster. But I just wanted to check the size and how they looked. I will put these back in my messy box. And, oops, almost forgot the original time chamber. Alright, so, pretty cool. So now if you wanted to play with Micronauts like the comic book, you now have the right size Baron Karza, and that is awesome! Alright, now, if you're Ben and you're watching this video, Mr. Grimshaw, love your work, and I will send you a link to this video, so if you choose to watch it, you can see it. But anyway, if the rest of you guys, you want to see his other work, click the link, check it out, and you can see his stuff. And I'll also put a link in here to the Super7 figures. So if you wanted to get one of these two or both of these, they are available. Let me go and compare it next to a He-Man figure, so you can see the height difference. Of course, they are really little. But compared to the original Baron Karza, he's a little bit shorter than Baron Karza. It was always fun. I used to use him and fight against He-Man all the time. And it was pretty cool. When I was a kid, I didn't have Force Commander, but I had Baron Karza. So I would have He-Man fight Baron Karza all the time. And then, because I had the Micronaut City, I had the Micronaut City Plus. My brother got me a whole bunch of city parts when I was a kid, and I had just massive amounts of parts to make a massive city, and my rocket tubes and everything else all blasting around. And so the He-Man figures lived in the Micronaut City, and the Micronauts were the citizens, and the He-Man figures were like the heroes of the day, and then Baron Karza was the main baddie. I didn't have the Acquires be bad guys at all, Baron Karza was the only bad guy, per se. Some of the He-Man figures were bad guys too, obviously. And then I'd have a bunch of army men that were space army men that I would use for Baron Karza's dog soldiers. They would just be fodder to get shot with the battle cruiser or whatever else they had sitting around that could shoot missiles. So, there you go. And I think I didn't put the horse back. I forgot the horse. The horse, of course. So if you are a Micronaut fan, please share this video with some other Micronaut fans. And that is all that I have. So, I don't know what they say in Micronaut land. I know for He-Man we say good journey, but I don't know. It's funny. I mean, you don't say may the force be with you. That's Star Wars stuff. I don't know what to say now with my sign off. Well, I'll start putting these guys away. Now I gotta stuff more guys into the box. Oh. Let's put him there. And I will put Baby Baron Karza up here. Baby Ben. And we'll put Biotron. I guess I'll stick him up here too. And put your arms down, Biotron. Super7 keeps making more. I'm going to have to get a bigger box. This is all that I really have left that I display. Poster putty. Poster putty. Now, if you guys don't know what Micronauts are, I have some other videos you can check out on my channel and see some other Micronaut goodness. And check out what other Micronaut stuff is. And find out what this custom head is and what it's all about. Alright, let me get those all back. See, I know myself. If I don't put this away right away, it is not going to get put away at all. So I have to hurry and put this all back. Otherwise, it will stay out. Oh, that's right. I forgot I bought the real one. Here's the real one. And here's the one that Hasbro made. That's funny. It was driving me crazy. And here's the Hasbro Dart, and here's the real Dart. And let's put the back on. Vacuum seal. That's getting a little crowded up there now. I guess I should have swapped them. Oh well. Alright. I guess I'll say good journey. What the heck. Good journey, you guys. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!